Welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Lost World. Last time we finished up Tropical Coast and listened to the beautiful music of Tropical Coast Zone 3. And this time we'll be moving on to... not Frozen Factory. We'll be doing a secret level that unlocked in Tropical Coast. Let's hop right in. This zone is quite interesting, and I believe it unlocks whenever you finish Tropical Coast. You are going to be flying. You will float. Oh. You will not want to press the jump button too much, because when you press the jump button, you will move downwards. You will float up whenever you're not doing that. There's no way to die off the top, so you don't have to worry too much, but you will want to move down to avoid obstacles like this. You can die if you get off screen. As an auto-scroller, I'm not moving this on my own, and you want to avoid a lot of enemies. If you are just floating up in the air, you will not be able to attack enemies, so it's in your best interest to hold down the B button when you're about to be attacked, because then you'll roll into your ball form and be able to live just fine. Just like right there when I almost got hit. Whoops. This is a bit of a weird zone, but I would very, very much recommend doing it. Not only because it's just a new level in general, and, you know, you're playing a platformer. New levels are just a whole lot of fun in general. But you're also going to need to know this skill for later. You're going to need to know how to float through the air and do it properly, or else you're going to have a bad time later on. So just keep it in mind. There are these things that are returning from Windy Hill Zone. A little bit dangerous, but not too bad. You're faster than the speed of sound, so, you know, it's not going to cause too much of a problem. These guys are a little bit annoying to kill, so I'm going to do my best to avoid them and not even just bounce into them. It's just not worth my time. There we go. There's a pretty wide range of enemies here. There's also this new guy who's just a massive pufferfish. You cannot kill him, so what you want to do is... oh, not take damage from him either. You're supposed to go under him, but I guess slamming your face right through him and just phasing through him is also a valid option. Haven't been doing too hot these past few episodes, but it's fine. And that's it. That's the level. Really short, really simple. It was just a new mechanic that they wanted to get you accustomed to before you move on into the next coming worlds. Frozen Factory. Let's hop right in. People really don't like this zone, and specifically this level, actually. There's a reason for that. Ice physics. You can see them right here, right now. You can cancel them out just by jumping, and you won't actually retain the momentum that you had while on the ice, which is pretty good to know. But also, this ice is a little bit different than your usual ice. And the reason for that is I'm not running right now. And you can see that right now my jump is normal. Right now, everything that's going on right now is entirely normal. If you hold down the run button, you will start skating. And if you jump, right there you saw that I retained the momentum that I had from platforming. And my jump got a lot longer. It's a new jump that you have to get used to if you hold down the run button while on ice. Not to mention the fact that homing attacking and homing kicking is not available to you if you are currently spinning. Not in your little ball form, but doing a little, I don't know what it's called, puree. That's definitely not right, but you know what? I'm going to go for it. So just be aware of that. A lot of people hate this because they want to go fast like Sonic all the time. So they always hold down the run button because that's what the game is indirectly taught them to do. But this is a good reminder that the run button is not always the option. Don't always try to go fast. Sometimes you gotta take it slow if you really need to. This is a very different type of Sonic game. And that's a perfect example of it. Speed is not always the answer. I say that, but right now we're doing a mock speed section where speed is very clearly the answer. We're back. Clouds. So, what I did before, I kind of did like an in-between. So, when you're on clouds, something fun you can do is when you land on the clouds, you can hold down the B button and you will do a massive jump. But if you don't want to do that massive jump and just want to do a small one, you can tap the B button. And that'll just make you do a little baby jump. And sometimes, that's really all you need. You really don't need to go crazy the whole time. And if you want to get through these sections a little bit faster, sometimes you just need to do little itty baby jump that's gonna not cause me to take damage. Huh. Neat. I was really scared there for a second. This seems like it's gonna be pretty easy. Oh, I say as soon as I miss the first one. I want to see how many lives I can have by the end of this. I've been doing somewhat poorly. Let's Player's curse, I guess. I don't know. I usually am not this bad at the game, though I haven't played it in a while, so I guess it's not necessarily fair to say that. Let's land on that, get the 1-up, and move on. A lot of bouncing around going on here. And this level geometry is pretty reminiscent of the first world. Windy Hill is kind of back in full force here. These things can crush you, so be very careful. They can also have like this little ground pound damage thing going on. I was trying to get on top of it. You can get on top of some of those, and there's sometimes interesting things hidden there. I'm going to go around this side, because usually when you go onto the back of a planet, there is some nice goodies hanging out there for you. You can see that there's a red ring right up there. This is what I'm talking about, goodies being hidden around. Worth looking into, worth checking it out. Those weird little, whatever they're called, the teleporter things, are actually pretty cool, and I think it's a nice way of moving you between levels, or between planetoids rather, within a factory level. It's also just this unique visual design we haven't seen before. This is when you need to know about the sideways parkouring, which they don't really explain super well to you. If you know about that, you will have no problems. This level is pretty easy, and honestly, a lot of fun. I don't know why people are so complaining. Well, okay, I know why people are so complaining about it. They don't experiment with not running with Sonic because it's Sonic. And again, that is pretty weird, but once you get used to it, and once you think about this as something outside of just a game where you gotta go fast, it's really not bad, and it's actually a lot of fun.
Whoa, overcompensate much? Man, how many military factories does a guy need?
If you weren't always destroying them, I wouldn't need so many.
And done!
Ah, thanks for fixing me.
No problem. Sorry you got stuck with a voice chip that looks like it was built by a 2-year-old.
I think I liked it better when I was trying to destroy you.
Yeah, well, feelings mutual, egg face.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Before we start destroying each other, let's remember why we're working together.
Okay, please remind me.
Tails, we need Eggman to shut down his machine.
And you don't trust me to do it.
What? No! I trust you, Tails. It's just that...
No, you don't. You trust Eggman more. Do you know how much that bites?
I do trust you, Tails, but the whole world's in danger because I did something stupid. Do you know how much that bites?
Actually, nothing bites more than having to listen to this dreadful conversation.
Eggman, you bite!
This game attempts to have some semblance of character development, and I think in some certain situations it works well enough. That's a situation where it just doesn't.
Why are you still here?
I'm just getting ready.
Well, you seem to be taking your time.
Well, it is my time to take now, isn't it?
But what if I told you that you were the only one I trusted to be fast enough, smart enough, and pretty enough
Go on.
to beat the blue nuisance?
Well, I'd say you got the right girl for the job.
Well, that was so easy I almost feel guilty.
And there's Xena. I think it's her name, right? I'm so lost on the Deadly Six's names. I probably should have looked that up. But anyway, kind of further explaining what I was talking about when it comes to Tails and how that didn't work. His anger comes out of literally nowhere. I know that they have this grudge against each other that's built up over the past few years, but like that feels like something that Tails having this grudge against Eggman and being like, I cannot believe you trust him over me, Sonic, just is so random and so unnecessary. But anyway, let's talk about this. This is one thing I can agree with people on. These gimmick type levels don't need to exist. They really don't. We are in a snowball that controls a little weirdly, platforming on really, really small ledges. Why? Why did we need this? This was so unnecessary. But you know, I don't know, it's not too intrusive. It's one annoying level. Otherwise, it's really not that bad. You'd get a red ring if you hit all those balls in, all those, I almost said pinballs, definitely not it. 8 balls in. Why was that hard for me? If you hit all those 8 balls in, you would have easily been able to get a red ring, but you know what? I don't care that much. That's gonna kill me. And that is why you grab that right there next to it. Actually, maybe not, because again, if you die before taking a red ring to a checkpoint, you do lose it. And this is a perfect situation of where that happens. If you die, then the red ring is gone. You have to do it all over again. It's not all that... Okay. I didn't think that would kill me. And I don't know why. I have 0 rings, so I guess it makes sense. I cannot believe I just did that. Oh my goodness. It's a little awkward. This level isn't very well liked, and I don't like it either. It's not very good. To talk about Sonic a bit more, I don't like a lot of bumper levels in Sonic, where also apparently you can run through checkpoints again, and you can cash in your coins and red rings through that. So I guess it's not actually as bad as I remember it being. But anyway, I've never been a very big fan of Sonic's pinball type levels where you're bouncing back and forth uncontrollably between springs and other things that just bounce you around. I much prefer physics-based platforming than platforming that just takes that control away from you. It works, and it makes sense. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I have to like it. This is kind of a similar situation, except it's less well put together. It's not you losing a system that you've been accustomed to the whole game, you losing control that you've been accustomed to for the whole game. It's you losing a system that you've been accustomed to for the whole game. There we go. That's how I was trying to say it. It's now, oh look, you don't control Sonic, and instead you control something entirely different that controls entirely different. And it's just not a good look. It doesn't work that well. Okay, hopefully he doesn't kill me. Please stop it. Come here. Thank you very much. Maybe I should spin dash through this one. Jump a bit. Maybe not that much. If anything, the music is nice, I guess. It's kind of generic ice level, but you know, it's nice. It's pretty in its own way. You know, it's alright. This is not fun. This is, oh my god, are you kidding me? So let's talk about the way this thing controls, because I've said it controls poorly, but let's explain why it controls poorly. First of all, it's stiff. And, you know, stiff is never a good thing, really, unless we're talking like Resident Evil tank controls, and even then that's not a good thing, really. But anyway, the way this thing works is that you are capable of jumping. Your jump is very impaired, though, and you are also capable of spin dashing. Here's the issue. Look at the platforms we're on. We cannot spin dash on here confident, or I can't spin dash on here confidently. I guarantee you, I am not someone who's capable of spin dashing here without dying, because your spin dash within this snowball form takes so much time to stop and slow down. The momentum you gain is so difficult to stop on a dime. You continue through with it, and that is really, really, really annoying. Let's see if I can get the red ring. Nope, okay. Worth a shot. I don't really care that much. I'm not going to come back to this level just because I want the red rings. Another reason I would absolutely not want to 100% this game. For a playthrough or otherwise, it would just not be a good time, because there are levels like this where getting the red... Okay, thanks, dude. Getting the red rings here is an absolute chore. I've died so many times, and I only have one red ring. You know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You can get out of here. Thank you very much. I don't know why my momentum didn't go bat crap insane there. Simply because I bumped into that guy like it did before, but hey, whatever. Another checkpoints. Let's see if I can go through them. Nice. Oh. That could have been very, very bad. Very, very bad.
I'm gonna need a mani, a pedi, and an avocado facials for about this 4th day.
Might as well mention it right now. The Deadly Six will talk to you during levels, which is actually a really cute little detail. Again, personality-wise, it's not all that interesting. But the detail itself is cute. I think that there was a lot attempted here. That was actually a really, really good idea, and then it just kind of fell through due to one thing or another. A lot of things people complain about, at least.
Aw, you're adorable.
And now we fight in a snowball. We have to figure out which one has Xena in it, and then we have to break it. There we go. After that, you have to run her down. I don't know why this is here. Oh, that's a bomb. Whoopsies. Some of the snowmen will have bombs on them. You can take damage from that, so be a little bit careful. This boss isn't all that bad, but here's the thing. I feel like this suffers from a very bad case of Kingdom Hearts syndrome, as I'm going to call it. A game expecting you to understand and utilize a concept that it's never properly taught you before, in a very high-risk situation. To be fair, this is better. This is not a very high-risk situation. But you do have to utilize a concept that is so poorly explained, and you've only known it for about 5 seconds. By the way, I think you actually don't have to figure out which one has Xena in it. I think you have to just destroy all of them. I could have been wrong on that. I'm always a little bit off on these boss fights. They're pretty simple, so I can figure it out pretty quickly when I'm wrong. I hate this. That makes them all disappear, so I have to start all over again. Anyway, talking about the boss and the snowball again, though. It expects you to take this thing that you've been learning for, what, one level, and then apply it in a boss fight. I don't know. I don't like that type of thing. Some other people might find it fine and might think that the level itself is enough time to learn this. I don't know. The reason I call it Kingdom Hearts syndrome is because they usually throw swimming mechanics, or like, yes. I was not wrong there. I don't know why I stopped myself. They usually throw swimming mechanics into boss fights that are far down the line. Like, spoiler alert, for Kingdom Hearts 1, you have to swim in the final boss of the game. Why? That type of thing is just really dumb and really annoying to me.
Whew, that was cool. Pun entirely intended.
Your efforts are impressive, little hedgehog, but you are destined to fail, as the fat fool has failed before you.
I'll get fat from eating your black hearts, you Eggman wannabes!
Whoa.
Your threats are almost as amusing as your mustache. I must commend you on your invention, though. We get stronger and stronger as we leech the life from your dying world.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Where are you gonna live when your world's dead, guys? Oh, right. You've been dead, too. Too bad for you.
I will burn your world, you rebellious scum! I will destroy everything you love and make you rot! No! No!
Boss, your hands.
As long as I can still strangle a Zeti, my hands are fine.
Whoa, Eggman. You alright, dude? You hanging in there just fine? That is a really good scene, actually, and it's kind of out of nowhere. You forget that these guys wrote a really gruesome show, and have the ability to do a lot of really gruesome things, simply because they've written things like Sonic Colors, which are really high energy and very child-friendly. And then you see something like that, where Eggman's like, as long as I can still strangle a Zeti, I'm fine. And that is very aggressive for a game that's rated E for everyone, but you know, I guess, whatever, man, it's fine. That's a scene that's talked about quite frequently just because Eggman goes so crazy and he gets so aggressive, and I think it's actually a really interesting scene because of that. Again, this game, story-wise, tries a lot of new and interesting things. It just falls flat in some certain scenarios. But anyway, with that being said, next time on Sonic Lost World, we have some more levels to do in Frozen Factory. But again, that's for next time. Until then.